Hi Mountaineers! Today we're talking comparatives and superlatives. So comparative, you're talking about how two things are different, okay? For example, John is taller than Mary, okay? Two people in this case, not two things, right? Or this book is thicker than that one, all right? Taller, thicker, younger. Now let's talk form a little bit, okay? If the adjective has one syllable, you just add er, okay? If the adjective already ends in E, then you just add R, okay? Small, smaller, tall, taller, thick, thicker. But if it's cute, that has an E at the end, cuter, okay? So then I would just I would add the R, all right? Another thing about form is if your adjective ends in one vowel, one consonant, then you double the consonant and then you add er. For example, thin, okay? Thinner, all right? Tall, taller, okay? But you don't do that if it ends in a W, like slow, slower, not slower. New, newer, okay? Now, some adjectives have irregular forms, okay? And the main ones that you should worry about are good and bad, okay? Good in its comparative becomes better. Good, better. Bad in comparative is worse, worse. So, good, better, bad, worse. Remember that for adjectives with two or more syllables, we don't add er anymore, okay? We add more, okay, before the adjective. Like, this project is more important than the last one. Or that student is more prepared for the test than this one. Okay, so two syllables or more, no er at the end, more in front of it. And then let's say you take comfortable, okay? She feels more comfortable here than at her own house, okay? More. On form as well, if it wasn't clear enough, after the adjective, we use then, right, to compare. Like, John is taller than Mary. He is smarter than her, okay? So we need this then. This is who am I comparing it to, okay? Now, when we talk about superlatives, we're saying that something is greater than any other thing. Okay, so it's no longer just between two, all right? For example, the Amazon is the longest river in the world. So it's not just that it's longer than this one or longer than the other one. It's that it is the longest of any other in the world, all right? Or Jenny is the most intelligent girl in class, okay? So out of all the other girls, she is the most intelligent, not just between Jenny and another one girl, okay? So this would be the use, right? What is it used for, the superlative? Okay, now when talking about form, we start with the. Okay, so we use the for all superlatives, okay? Independent on long adjectives or short adjectives. We start with the. Okay, next thing. Should your adjective be short, like big, you add est, biggest. If your adjective ends in E, cute, cutest, you don't need an extra E. You just add st. So, cutest, okay? Same thing happens for one vowel, one consonant. If it ends in one vowel, one consonant, like big, again, You double the consonant and then you add est, biggest, okay? You don't do that for W, like we saw in the comparatives, okay? So we don't say nu. For adjectives with 2 or more syllables, do not add est, okay? We use most, all right? So, the most intelligent, the most important, all right? So we don't add anything to the end of the adjective. We use the, like we use for all of them, and we use most, okay? Another thing on form is to remember those that are irregular, okay? The 2 most important ones, good and bad, okay? So good, comparative, better, superlative, the best, okay? Bad, comparative, worse, superlative, the worst. The worst day of my life, for example, okay? The preposition in is often, but not always, used after a superlative. For example, London is the biggest city in England. The biggest city in England. Everest is the tallest mountain in the world. Julia is the most intelligent girl in class, okay? So we usually use in, but not always. Like the example I gave before, which was, this was definitely the best day of my life. Okay, so Munaneers, my advice since always, what do? You watch the video, you can take notes, okay? You can digest it a little bit and start paying attention in everything you read, everything you listen to. Look for it, okay? Identify it in context, all right? And then I usually provide quizzes and tests just for you to see what's still missing.